okay.
You know, I mean...
There were some funky edits and some weird scenes, like she's supposed to be in a train station, bus station.
Right.
It's like this weird little room. It looks like they filmed it in
the back of somebody.
Like, but it was okay though.
It still worked for you?
Yeah, and the clown, what is his name? I have Art. It written in my, Art. Yeah. Art the clown. Yeah. Hey, there you go, Art.
Yeah.
He was appropriately disturbing. Yeah. Like, he was a clown
Very
finally.
European.
Very what?
I said very European.
Very European. Yeah. It's a white-faced clown.
Yeah.
But he was believably threatening, I guess. Like, there's a lot of clowns in movie, you know,
right.
Scary clown. A lot of times they're not that.
Subject.
Yes, we did. Wow, boy, did we cover it. He's a great clown. He should come back for more.
Well, there is a All Hallows Eve too.
Well, there you go. Oh, good. They took my advice. Look, they made another one already. Cause I think he was a great, like, scary clown. I mean.
Okay.
The things that more is unveiled as, we don't want to give away spoilers or anything, but yeah, he's capable of some really horrendous acts.
Yeah.
And I would not want to meet up, if I had to meet up with a clown, I mean, I would rather see Pennywise than this guy.
Wow.
Well, you could, if you've got enough help, you could beat the crap out of Pennywise. I don't know about this guy.
Okay.
I don't know. This guy knows to get you when you're alone.
Right.
I don't know.
One of my first notes was, who still has VCRs?
Okay. Well, even the girl even said, "Oh, somebody put an old VHS tape in the kid's bag or whatever." And it's like, well, you guys have a VCR.
Yeah, I was going to say, and then she proceeds to walk up to the and slap it in the VCR.
Well, we had one up till recently.
That's true.
We couldn't get it to work. And you know what? In 2013, if that's in fact when this came out. We still had ours.
We still had it hooked up?
We still had ours hooked up.
Okay, so there you go.
This is a squeaky chair. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So the second film, everything was, I feel
layered?
like it was cleaner. It was different. It was totally different than the first one. Different style. She was really great with her acting.
Oh yeah, definitely with the second one.
The threat that was in that, I loved it. That was right up my alley.
Here's my problem with it, because I thought the costuming on the threat in the second movie,
it was awesome.
Was awful.
It was awesome.
It was terrible. It was hokey. It was ridiculous, but
it was
effective.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah, because there were some things that I initially...
It was super fun.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh my gosh, that's why people always describe them that way.
Because
they're all...
Are we leaving it out by not saying what the threat was?
Oh, I don't want to say what it is. Because I thought it would be a scary clown, right? Or witches or some...
Something equal? Okay, so...
Yeah, when I saw what it was, it was like, yes.
Okay, so... Do you... I got to jump ahead to the end here and say, so this is one you would recommend? I mean, because we're going out of our way not to spoil.
The movie as a whole?
Yeah.
Yes, but I would... You have
cautious
to...
and specific recommend.
Let's talk really briefly about the third film, which was straight up grindhouse, gory...
Horror?
Gritty, gory. It was great too. The way, obviously... This movie, every bit of it, I feel like was really well thought out. Everything was very intentional, and I think they did a great job because the main story, the babysitter and the kids, was totally different than these other three pieces. Each piece was totally different. So
for an anthology film, then you liked it okay?
I did.
Okay, that's good. Then.
So yeah, if you like the gore in your horror movies, I don't necessarily, but some of that kind of over the top grindhouse style blood and gut kind of stuff, I can deal with that sometimes because it just kind of fits in that format.
Sure.
You know, and of course it was filmed all grainy with the little, you know, hair stuck to the film and stuff going by.
A grindhouse feel to
the
it,
little
sure.
blips
Okay.
and yeah, you're waiting for the film to break or burn or something because it seems like it's old.
Right. Amazon Women from the Moon.
And then of course that element, it's like I don't want to spoil anything, but everything is tied together in the end.
Okay.
When you're back with the babysitter and the kids and
what's your
like everything made sense. It all came except for that middle one there were some things that were kind of funky, but
it still worked in context of the whole thing. All right. Well, what's your number?
I'd probably give it a really strong 4.
Wow. Okay. Well, you've talked me up from a 3.5 maybe to a 4 in this. And it would be a recommend.
I'm not a fan. And it's only because I'm not a fan of, you know, I love horror. I love, obviously, that we do a horror podcast.
Horror is different to different people, though.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm all about the story.
Right.
So while it wasn't super strong with the story,
mm-hmm.
it had the gore in there that usually I'm like, oh, okay. You know, if the gore makes sense, fine.
Right.
Got pretty bad there at the end, but, it was like as a whole, like I could see the work they put into it and I appreciated, there were a lot of things to appreciate there.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't like anthologies. This was like totally cool and fun.
Okay.
So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
That being said, didn't we see an anthology not long ago that I liked though?
Yeah, well, we did.
They're getting better. So, are they getting better or?
Are you getting?
I don't think I'm changing.
Maybe not.
No, this was really well done.
All right.
And I mean, and I'm sad for a lot of people. I did read reviews online for All Hallows Eve,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of the 1-star reviews were from people that were like, oh, this just, you know, it went right for the gore and that was it. And I hated it. And like people were shutting it off and stuff.
First thing I see is I was almost offended at how bad this movie was. And they say they usually like B movies and so on and so forth. Maybe they just didn't give it a chance. What does this 1-star review says? This movie was one of the worst I've seen of this kind. Creep show and Twilight storyline. But the movie and acting...
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone, sorry.
I should be reading that. Not the dyslexic person should not be reading.
Right.
We'll see. And they said for this... it was kind of like Creep Show and Twilight Zone for the storyline, but movie and acting was just plain and simply terrible. Did they watch the whole thing? Like, I feel like they didn't get it.
I don't think so. I don't think they got
an extremely lame anthology that relies on gore and shock value. See, that's what I'm saying. That's
almost exclusively.
Yeah, and
but it wasn't.
No,
it didn't. Yeah,
no. So I feel like they watched the first. There was a little bit of gore in the first. In the first little film. There wasn't any in the second one. The third one was pretty over the top.
Right.
But I don't feel like it relied on the gore and shock value.
Okay, I don't think so either.
Because usually I'm very quick to call out films for that.
Right.
Would I like to know more about the clown and why what's his deal?
He is, or sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm all for a second one, unless I don't know. Like we'll have to watch it.
We'll have to watch it and make up our own mind then.
Yeah, I mean, why did it not bother me that it had a super strong, cohesive story that explained everything? It didn't. Do I care? No.
Was it the ingredients? Was it the mix of the nostalgia combined with the other things? Then
Maybe.
it made it tolerable and palatable for you?
I think I wrote something about like it had a lot of variety.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the word variety kept coming to mind. A variety of characters, variety of styles, variety of...
Okay.
It was just all kinds of things to absorb and take in.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm sad for the people that hated it just because they thought it was gross and that's it.
Right. Well, with that in mind, you guys will have to tune into next week's episode to hear what you said in our late to rest section.
It's a segment.
Oh, God, here we go again.
Big LV will agree with me. But yeah, we'll see if I find... What?
Nothing. I'm ready to move on now.
Okay, but yes, next week's laid to rest. We'll see if there's something that I really feel like I need to
All right. Maybe
you really helped me a lot with your notes, so I appreciate that.
Well, here's the other thing. Maybe I'll have you join me maybe for one of our Throwback Thursday ones, because you will be joining me on the shows. We're getting close to where you first joined me on the podcast, and they improved immensely. Though maybe it's not fair to put this with a throwback episode. Well, never mind. Forget I said that. Moving
I don't
on
even know what you're talking about.
That's fine.
So
garbage in, garbage out.
Forgotten. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so we're, just because we can't go on without,
it's the chair.
Sure it is. Because we can't, get online without somebody giving us some Walking Dead spoilers, we are watching the 8th season of Walking Dead.
Right.
We went ahead and purchased it on Vudu or whatever, so we will be current with those.
We're always seeing it one day late, though, so you can't Monday morning. You gotta
avoid it till that after.
Luckily, there hasn't been any big spoilers or surprises or shocking things yet this season.
Lots of, I'm sure lots of people have plenty to complain about and stuff, but for us, it's an enjoyable show still. Mm-hmm. Looking forward to it and enjoying it as far as we've seen. Not a whole lot really to cover other than, what'd you think of Chappie?
I liked it.
Seemed like there was a little hesitation there.
No, I wasn't sure. Yeah.
I like Chappie also. It's interesting as far as sci-fi, but I also thought of it as more of a fable or a fairy tale. And I think that's why it didn't do as well. Because they didn't stick to the hard science fact story of it. I mean, science fiction.
Right.
But there were certain elements there that they just kind of let go. And it's so, are we ridiculous for getting bogged down in the, like, it's like, oh, you can't do that. If you have a lock on this door, you can't go through to that. Like, some of those things stick out to us. Just geeking out on this stuff, and it's maybe our fault. But there were little things like this, like
more people should be that way, because then it forces writers and directors. It forces them to do better.
Well, for example,
make it more
they
real.
have a robot that's part of. Well, they've replaced. This is Johannesburg. It's taking place in South Africa. Mm-hmm. Has Die Antwoord. Die Antwoord in.
Die Antwoord, yeah.
Sigourney Weaver, Hugh Jackman, lots of, people that we read. So anyhow, the police force has been replaced with these robots. And there's a key that allows them to be programmed and so on.
Right.
That key goes missing for like a week. Like, how does that happen in a top security company? You know what I mean? So there were just little elements like that you had to let go.
They knew that one of the main characters, Dion, the one that is working on these, who figures out how to put consciousness in a robot. He's the one that took it, and they knew he was the last one with it.
Yeah.
No one came knocking at his door.
For like a week, and he doesn't have any kind of...
There were things you weren't supposed to think about.
So that's us, like I said, that's us getting bogged down in there and stuff.
I mean, they could have made it a 4-hour-long movie and hit on all that stuff, but
right.
I think it was just flying by the
effects.
seat of your pants kind of movie.
Yeah. The special effects in this I thought were phenomenal.
And this is, of course, from the guy who brought us District 9, which we absolutely love.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seeing Ninja and Yolandi, oh my gosh, I think I'll have to find out because...
Maybe they killed the movie. People don't want to see Ninja and Yolandi.
Well, they're an acquired taste for sure. But what I was going to say...
I love them. They're my guilty pleasure.
I have to
and their music is...
I have to find because they wanted to be themselves and authentic as they are with their philosophy of Zeph. Mm-hmm. So they wanted to be themselves in this movie. So much so that I swear that I saw things that I know Ninja picked up at Amoeba Records here in LA.
I think so.
Showed up in the movie in the background.
Well, there's on YouTube, there's a video of him doing his Amoeba Records, where they're pulling everything out of their bag, the what's in your bag thing.
Right.
And there's also an interview, it should still be on YouTube. I watched it back before Chappie came out. Mm-hmm. where Ninja was talking about how it came about that they were asked to be in the movie.
Right.
Because they were such fans of District 9.
Mm-hmm.
And like, he was like, you know, I worship the guy who did that. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But so anyway, yeah, there's a interesting interview on there too. I don't know if you could find those.
I'll see what I can find and put in the show notes and stuff. So that's, yeah.